Thanks, Adam. We'll go ahead and get started. For those of you who haven't been on this, welcome. My name is Hannah Levian, and I am one of the staff members who is one of two between Edwin and I. We're managing these office hours. So why don't we get started? I see a screen of a bunch of names, which makes it difficult to see people's reactions, but that's okay. Typically, what I do is I go through as equally as I can and allow people to ask one question at a time, and we try and do as many rounds as possible. I'm sure many of you saw, but we did publish set 5 of the questions. It's not every single question from the period noted, it's as many as we could answer. If you don't see a response to your question, we're happy to address it. Doesn't mean that we forgot about it. It just means that we probably are seeking additional feedback on it from our leadership. So make sure that you consult those questions before you ask a question via email again. Okay, well, the first name at the very top I see besides my colleagues is Emily Jacobs. So Emily Jacobs, go for it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Can you tell me what types of tenant governance structures are successful, I would say. Do the tenants need to be part of the ownership structure?
Thanks for the question. The tenant governance requirements are spelled out in the ULA guidelines, actually. And if Adam, if you're here, if you can put the ULA guidelines, not the NOFA website. Well, you can access the guidelines on the NOFA website. But your question specifically was, do tenants need to be part of the ownership structure in order to fulfill the tenant governance requirement, correct?
Correct.
I believe the answer is no. But I will confirm with you on that. But I believe the answer is no, and I would recommend reading the ULA guidelines.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Yep. Emma Muzan. I just answered your question via email. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much,
If
Hannah.
it's if
Yeah.
it's the architectural one, that's
Um,
yeah.
yeah, no, this is a different one that's come up. So we have
Okay.
a new construction, affordable housing development, and our question is regarding Wakeland as the developer. I see that nonprofit entities can be, or are, it looks like there's a chart in the NOFA that says that we can be an eligible applicant. But my question is whether for this application, we would need to provide as part of ownership documents, the managing general partner and then limited partnership like name and tax ID number. There's a threshold document 4E, that mentions managing general partner, and it also says if above is LP, then provide the name, the tax ID number. So we just wanted to know if we need to get the LP1 and the LPs2, sorry, the LLC1 set up. So the certificate of limited partnership LP1 and then the articles of organization for the LLC1 documents by the time we submit for application.
I don't know the answer to that question off the bat. If you can send that in an email, we can answer that.
Yeah,
It sounds
definitely.
like you're asking, just so that I understand what you're asking whether
Mhm.
or not all of those entities need to submit the threshold documents under 4E, correct?
Um, I guess I'm wondering if our applicant is Wakeland, like as the developer, as a nonprofit entity, and ultimately, of course, we will have a limited partnership as we do with all our projects. Do we need to have that limited partnership name and tax ID form by the time of application?
You
Because
know, this
usually
this
we'll have like the
question was
LP.
answered in one of the
Oh,
Q&As, I believe. So if you can actually
okay.
all sets 1 through 5 are published on our website. I know it's a pain, but please go through all of those before you send an email. But I believe this question was asked already.
Okay, I'm up to Q&A set 3, so I'll keep doing a search for
Okay,
it to see if it's been
great.
answered.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and you can, if you don't find it during this call, you can ask it again, or you can submit it via email. Okay, Alex Lee.
Hi, no questions at the moment, but I'm listening in.
Okay, Alicia Bramble.
Hi. I am also getting caught up on the frequently asked questions, but we have a few properties that are subject to CRA, the 120% AMI, but they do have more restrictive covenants that restrict the rents. So it would be the TCAC 50 or 60%. In some cases, are those properties still eligible to
Eligible for
apply for the,
what?
I'm sorry, to apply for the operating assistance?
So the first eligibility requirement is that the projects are in our portfolio, which is defined, that definition is in the Q&A, but it basically means that they have a loan agreement with us or a
Correct.
covenant with us.
Yes.
So the AMI requirement, and the project needs to demonstrate financial distress. That's also a scoring criteria. So the AMIs, if your concern is that they're too low, that's not really a concern of ours at this time, if that's what
Okay.
you're asking.
Because we did see that 80%, anything over 80% may not qualify. And so there's layers to some of these properties, and there is a 120% AMI, but there's more restrictive layers, which would restrict us from getting that 120% AMI rent or even that income limit. So
Right. I understand that. It wouldn't preclude you from being able to
okay.
apply. So submit your application.
Okay.
If the amount of rent that the building is receiving is below 120% AMI because of the most restrictive covenant, like we will see that through your documentation.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just make sure that that's evident. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Aaron?
Yeah, quick question. I saw on the NOFA that there's a first priority pool within the ULA alt model for CLT and CLT partnership applications. Is that only for the ULA alt model and does not pertain to ULA multifamily and pooled sources, the first priority pool?
I believe that's correct, but I would double check on page 4 of the regs.
Page 4 of the regs, okay.
Where the table is.
And it discusses there the it discusses a priority pool there because I don't see anything there regarding priority pool.
It shows eligible applicants. If you want to look at priority pool, then that would be in the scoring section. But yes, the answer is for alt models, there is priority for CLTs.
Okay, only alt model. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Shant?
Yes. Quick question. So on the priority population served, I don't know if this was answered already, but it says 10% for 3 beds and or special needs and or
Yeah, this was answered in the Q&A, I believe. So take in set 5. I remember seeing this question. So if I'm wrong, I owe you $10 and I will answer your question, but I'm pretty sure it was just answered. So take a quick look. That was published today, so a couple hours ago.
Okay, $10.
Yeah. Michelle Coulter?
Hi, just wondering when the NOFA addendum.
Yes, we are. We finalized the addendum. We're getting final reviews now. It's not going to probably be published today, but we're aiming for tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, I apologize for the delay. Mehrad?
Thank you, Anna. I have a question on, we are doing a pooled source multifamily new construction. Just want to verify that appraisal is going to be as is only. And also wanted to make sure that besides being licensed appraisal, is there any other qualification the city wants to see in the appraiser?
I think that there's, first of all, this question was answered in the Q&A several times. It's also very clear in the regs.
It's not clear in the regs, and I did ask the question last time, and you mentioned should be as is and also as built. Then I went through the documents. I couldn't find anything, but then I read somewhere outside the documents that, and it makes sense to me because this is a new construction, that it should really be as is, because all they want to see is what is the value of the property at the time.
I just pulled up the regs, document 5. Can you read? I'm gonna let you read that separately, and if you still have questions, let me know. Okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Adam sent that in the chat. It's on page 33 of the regs. I'm going to move on to the next question. Adriana.
Thank you. I have a question about document 4E. In the portal, it says that we have to submit this attachment for certification. It's a certification disclosing all partnerships, corporations, and entities in which the sponsor is a principal. But then the form that we download, is specific to the project that we're applying for. So I want to confirm that it's just for the project that we're applying for that we need to submit this for, and not for all partnerships in which the sponsor is a principal.
The former, not the latter.
Okay.
So your confirmation, you're
Okay,
confirmed.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Renee.
I have 1.5 billion questions, but I'll just go with one to start. As I'm working on I'm from a Community Friends, and I'm working on the operating assistance. And in the operating assistance application, they have development team and a development team experience in the pipeline. And this is for operating experience, and for operating assistance and the emergency capital. So what do I do for all of that? Because and there's also something we have to certify about architects saying we did something and we're not using architects.
Yeah. So for the operations assistance, there's specific notes in the NOFA regs on the document table of which documents are required for operations assistance. As far as the architect, I believe there's an option to select NA since the capital is minimal. But it's hard for me to know exactly what you're talking about if I don't see the page that you're looking at. Is this on the UNOFA narrative section?
This is under the applicant certifications. Number 17. Does the applicant certify and affirm that in accordance with LAHD's architectural guidelines, a statement has been submitted by the architect from the development team certifying the project's compliance with accessibilities and so and it's a click yes or no. It's a click. You either click it or you don't. There's doesn't, yeah, it's either we're certifying that or it won't take anything. That's why I'm confused, is there's a lot of stuff in here that doesn't apply according to the regs and the list of documents on what we're for this pot of funds.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you on the certifications page are wondering why you have to certify something that doesn't apply to your program. Correct. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that.
Okay.
Hannah, she's right. It also asks about document 5, an appraisal, and document 6, an ESA, an environmental report.
For the operating assistance program?
Yeah, it asks
and
for
then
a lot of
an
stuff way
asbestos
beyond.
report. So
Yep.
I think what we were going to check was NA and then just put a note to the file that says, I mean, I don't believe that it applies if we're doing the operating assistance, but correct me if I'm wrong, if that's not the way to go.
That is the way to go. I think there's some scenarios in which if it doesn't apply, you just have to upload a document that says it's not applicable and here's why. But I think that's a parallel concern to what Renee is talking about, which is on the certifications page as it relates to certifying something that's not necessarily relevant to the program that's being applied for. So yes to your concern, Alicia, and Renee, I will get back to you, but it may be along the answer may be along the same lines, in which case you would just click yes and then upload a document saying that component isn't part of the application that you're applying for.
Okay, thank you.
And we're not going to be held to these certifications, even though it's clicked that we're certifying it.
Right. Well, that would be the reason to upload a different document.
Right. No,
explaining.
I understand that. Yeah. Okay. I just want to be sure. Okay. Thank you.
Joe.
Hey, how you doing? I have a question on the pro forma itself. I sent in an email asking about it. Maybe it's already been answered.
I'm only nodding my head because we actually were going over your question a couple hours ago. And as part of the technical memo that Michelle was referring to, we're going to be uploading the latest version of the pro forma, which we hope has way less bugs in it.
Okay, cool. So that's relating to the construction sources.
Yep. If it's the email that you sent a couple hours ago, then that's or maybe it was yesterday.
No, I sent it on Friday at about 5 o'clock.
Okay, then yeah, that's the one, because I think I've only seen your name once. So yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So there'll be an email that will go out that'll mention that, or do we look on
no, we're gonna send an e-blast that notifies you that the pro forma has been updated, and then you can go onto the website and download it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
And so
sorry, Alicia, I have a process. There's one person that has not been able to ask a question. Sorry. I'll come back to you. Grace.
Hi, sorry, just listening in, no questions at this time.
Okay. Alicia, just finish your thought.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay. That's okay.
It was just, so will that pro forma affect the operating assistance portion that's in the back in green as well?
Yeah, there was some feedback on it's not going to like substantively change. It's going to fix the bugs that we've heard about from a bunch of our applicants. That's the intent of republishing it.
Okay.
So if you had a specific question, I can't remember, but that's what you're going to see as a result. Okay, back to the top. Emily Jacobs.
Yeah, this should be an easy one. I'm trying to determine for this funding source and the alt new construction pool, what UA I should be using.
Utility allowance.
Correct.
It's funny. I haven't committed all of this to memory, so it's not as easy. We answered a couple questions about utility allowances in the last couple Q&As. Have you?
I have. It's not there. Yeah.
Okay, so it would be easier. You know what? This is fine. So your question is, what utility allowance are you using for alt models new construction?
Correct.
Okay, we'll capture that and then get back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Emma, moves on.
Yes. Hi, Hannah. So I finished going through the different Q&As, and some of the questions were regarding like for-profits, and I think the other one regarding the LP or applicant was in regards to the REO schedule, which clarified that it's the sponsor or lead applicant that needs to provide the REO schedule. But if it's easier, I can just send the email, because we just want to make sure that if we are applying under the ULA multifamily NOFA, that if our applicant is Wakeland, the nonprofit entity, and of course we'll have an LP and an LLC, that we don't need to provide those two Secretary of State LP1 and LC1 certificates. Sometimes we have those for applications, sometimes applications don't need it. We just didn't know if that's like a document upload that we'll need to put, because that threshold document 4E does have a section for tax ID numbers. So it seems like if we have the LP form, maybe we can provide the tax ID number, but we weren't sure if it's a requirement if our applicant is just the nonprofit.
I don't think that we require that. However, if you're concerned, just upload it and we can ignore it if we need to.
Okay. Thank you.
It's probably easier than going back and forth via email, but we'll probably still end up answering that officially at a later time.
Yeah. Okay. I'll send the question just in case, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Alex Lee. Alex?
You pass.
Okay. Oh, you're good? Okay. Alicia, you're back up.
I think my two most important questions were answered, so I'll just listen.
Okay.
Thank you.
Aaron?
I'll pass for right now as well. Thank you.
Shant?
I have no further questions. I found it, so no $10.
Okay. Michelle?
This is the first time it's occurred to me to ask this, but for a mixed use project, are we excluding from the cost efficiency test the commercial space, the commercial cost? Okay, great.
Yes. Mehrdad?
I looked, thank you very much. That was helpful, but still I am not very clear. I looked at the Q&A and it's about alternate methods, alternative system. And on this, it talks about capital projects, which I'm assuming the project we're doing is a capital project, but still doesn't make sense to me when we are doing already a pro forma and we have a vacant land that we are going to do as is. What would the appraiser do with the as built? In other words, they have to envision the project in their head and do another pro forma to come up with what the value of the project will be when it's built.
You know, I think we should have a conversation about this. If you can send me an email, we might be able to get into more of the details of your question.
Thank you. I will
because I don't think whatever I'm going to say is going to help clarify the regs more. So if you send me an email, I'll get back to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Adriana?
Yes, my question is about site efficiency. I was wondering, how is LHD calculating the points for this? Are you looking for a narrative from us as a document to upload?
Let me jog my own memory. So we explain this in the regs. Is there, like, in the scoring section, 7.5? I'm going to share my screen again. So you can see what I'm looking at. Each project should maximize allowable units per acre on the site of the proposed project. Projects will be awarded points for building at or above the base zoning density on the project site and demonstrating utilization of available development incentives. And so your question is, how are we like engaging with that? Is that what you're asking?
Like for the self-score, do I score myself 10 points?
That's up to you on the self-score. We are looking for just the ways and the plan that you submit to us. So a lot of that gets answered through the NOFA narrative questions.
Okay, so there's nothing for us to upload other than what's in separate attachments.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Okay, and I'll figure out if I earn the 10 points somehow.
Yeah, and we also just talk about these documents on the website under the, what's it called? It's called the, oops, sorry about that. The scoring documents matrix under the threshold documents. So I would recommend taking a look at that to see where the extra points can come in.
Okay, thank you.
Renee?
So Well, on the pro forma, if we're going for operating subsidies and the emergency capital, what tabs are there that I mean, because like development budget and all that doesn't seem to apply.
So on the pro forma, the tabs starting with B, the letter B, are all going to be corresponding to folks who are applying for operations assistance.
Thank you. I missed that somewhere, so thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
No worries. Joe?
Yeah, document 2, the conflicts and liabilities certification form. That yellow box 3, are you wanting us to literally list like all the participating parties, like the names of the staff members, or is it just the entities like the LP, the LLC, things of that nature?
In the document, or sorry, in the yellow box at the top?
Yeah, it's like it's question 3 and there's a yellow box.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. You know, I think it would be useful if you listed the entities and then maybe one of the principals or two in parentheses, because it says of all persons or entities, including affiliates that will provide goods or services, et cetera, et cetera. Persons or entities, I think I'm of the mind that, or I believe that we just need the name of the entity, unless there's an individual that is part of that entity that needs to be called out.
And does that apply like to like architect, GC, all of that as well, or just the ownership entities?
I believe the whole development team, but I will get back to you on that because I don't know for sure.
Okay, perfect, thanks.
So that's going to be recorded as part of, yeah. Thank you. Grace?
Yeah, thanks. I realized I wanted to check in on, I think I asked this last time, the question about the tax form for a nonprofit corporation. So the application requires the sponsor to submit the tax form 100, and we were wondering if we could file form 1990.
That question was answered in set 5.
Okay.
So take a look.
Is that the Q&A that's published?
Yeah, so if you go down to the bottom of the website, you'll see a box that says your question's answered, and it's the last Q&A from 9:25 to 10:01.
Okay, thank you. I'll check that.
Yeah, check that. Thank you. Monica Mejia.
Hi, everybody. Hi, yeah, question. So in the first Q&A, there was a question answered that had to do with architectural plans. And especially for projects in the operating assistance group, where there's not a lot of money to do stuff with the money we have. There's a handy exception that you don't need plans if you're gonna do a cosmetic, just cosmetic rehabilitation, that's when you have 250 grand, that's kind of all you got. But then I was kind of going through the certifications in the application, and it also says that you still need an architect to certify that the project is going to meet accessibility standards. Do we need that? Like if it's really, just cosmetic stuff like painting and I don't know, a fence that's getting repaired?
So Renee asked a similar question before you got on. I believe the answer is no for that 250 capital repair under the operations assistance program. And actually, if you can go back to look at the Q&A that we just uploaded today and double check, because I think there was another question asked about that, that would be really great. And take a look on there. And then if you're not seeing the answer, then we'll come back to you and we'll make sure that question gets recorded. Okay.
Oh, that'd be great. So I am only seeing 4 Q&As. I don't think is there a fifth? I don't see a fifth.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
$10 on the line.
Yeah. Go on the website, look at the very bottom. You'll see 9:25, 25 through 10:1, 25.
There it is. It just popped up. I had to refresh. Thank you.
There you go. All right. Emily Jacobs.
Great. Yeah, so this project we're applying for has LLC and nonprofit separate entity that will float up to a to be formed limited partnership. Is it okay to apply as the to be formed limited partnership, or can we just explain how the structure is going to come together somehow?
I'm sorry to do this, but if you want to just, I know there have been so many questions about appropriate structure, and I don't remember all of them, but I want to make sure that you look at the Q&A before I answer this. So can you take a quick look while we're on the call?
Sure.
And then also, if it's again the reference guide on page 4 for eligible applicants may be helpful. And if you're still not finding it, we will get you an answer, but just look there and then we'll come back to you.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
And by the way, the Q&A, it's not just like a list of questions, it's separated by section. So if you know what section you're looking at, you can go to the Q&A, look under that section and see if the question is there. Emma.
Hi, Anna. No additional questions, just listening in.
Okay. Alex?
Same here.
Okay. Alicia?
I'm okay. Thank you.
Aaron?
I'm okay, thanks.
Shant?
Yes, I have one more. So in the pro forma, when I'm underwriting it in the cash flow section, the cash flow goes to deferred developer fee, but then under deferred developer fee, there's like your management bonus fee and your LP fee. And they're small fees, but it makes the cash flow below that negative since the rest of it, like if you
Yeah.
normal, that's normal. Okay.
No, that's not normal.
That's not
This was flagged for us as an issue, and it has been addressed and is gonna be part of the new pro forma that gets uploaded.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Michelle?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Mhm.
Hi, this is a question about projects that are about eligibility. So if a project has started construction already or received, well, I guess received tax credits already, are they still eligible to apply for this NOFA?
We've gotten a question similar to this, but it was more about gap financing. I can't remember exactly how we answered it. It might be worth looking at it. It was in this last set of questions, so start there. But I don't know the answer to your question. None of these programs are really, well, not none. Sorry, the project already has tax credits.
Well, there's a number of scenarios. We've got some scenarios where people have started construction and wonder if they can apply for funds.
So that question is definitely answered in the last set of questions that was just uploaded.
Oh, okay. I'll check it. And then there's another project that has tax credits already, and they're wondering if they can apply for funds. They haven't closed yet.
And they still have a gap?
Yeah.
I'm inclined to say yes, but I don't know. So if you want to shoot us an email with that question and I can confer with folks, that would be useful.
Okay. Thank you.
Mehrdad, for anything beyond the appraisal matter? Okay. Adriana?
Yes, thank you. My question is on the UNOFA. In the site information tab, where we fill out information about the parcel number, it asks for a year built. If it's currently vacant land, could we leave it blank, although we did demolish a building a few years ago?
You can leave it blank, but if you
It's commercial, it was commercial.
if it's vacant land, and there's nothing there, you can leave it blank.
Okay, thank you.
Renee? Sorry, did you have something else, Adriana?
Oh, I was gonna say that you had mentioned that the Form 100 question was answered in the Q&A and it's not in there.
Grace's question?
Yes.
Did you look at all the Q&As?
I looked at the last one.
Okay, take a look through all of them and then we'll come back to me on that.
Okay.
Renee?
I don't have any additional questions right now.
Okay. Joe?
On the REO schedule, are you looking for projects in pre-development and construction as well, or just active projects?
Active.
Okay.
But we do ask about projects like in your pipeline in the NOFA narrative.
Yeah, I saw that and I was hoping not to regurgitate the same information again. So that's helpful.
Okay, cool. And Grace, I'm going to look through the Q&A right now for
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I was just trying to look through it too, and I'm not seeing anything.
Okay. So your question is, the application requires a sponsor to submit a franchise tax board form 100. We're a nonprofit corporation and file form 199. Would you be able to confirm that the form 199 will suffice? That was you, right? No.
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking at a preliminary answer here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back to you on this. Sorry.
Okay.
So I guess I owe you guys back that $10. Oh well.
May I ask a question after all, since I passed
Yes,
before?
go ahead.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
So the replacement unit determination and the relocation, it's showing up under operating assistance and the emergency capital. Is that a non-applicable?
The RUD and
Yes, the
the
RUD.
relocation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a RUD is not required, so that's not applicable, but relocation is an assessment. So this
Okay.
was answered, and I can actually guarantee that this was answered in set 5 in the latest set. So if you just control F relocation assessment, you'll learn that relocation assessment, meaning you can
Okay.
upload a document that just says we're not doing any demolition, we're not moving any people, so we're not going to be
Awesome.
requiring any sort of relocation. That's
Great.
appropriate, but please review the Q&A just to.
I have, and I'm highlighting it. It's
Okay,
just,
great.
there's a lot. I've never done an application before. My
Oh,
housing
okay.
team has. This is my first time jumping in. So
Cool. Well,
yeah,
welcome.
so I'm learning all kinds of new stuff. Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Monica?
Nothing further, please. Thank you.
Okay. We're getting to that point in the meeting where I'm gonna ask people to raise their hand because we've gone through twice.
Can I raise my hand?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Hi. So I guess it's not like a specific question, but more so like a comment on a question that was asked earlier today. Someone asked about if ULA alt model needed a QAC, and I remember you said we'll follow up on that. I guess I'm wondering why that question was asked. Like maybe maybe I'm missing something, but
That
like,
was Emily Jacobs. Emily, do you want
oh.
to? She's here on this call. I don't want to put her on the spot.
Oh, just because like on the regulations on like page 61, it said all new constructions must use a QAC. So I'm not trying to like call anyone out. I'm just trying to clarify, like, um, I guess like why that, why
Yeah,
that.
no, I appreciate that. Thanks for helping me be reminded because I haven't remembered the regs, but Emily, go ahead.
Yeah, I think my question was about the utility allowance, not the QF.
Correct. So the QAC is how I guess ULA wants us to calculate the utility allowance if you go to the regulations like page 61.
Okay.
I hate to do this, but maybe you two can take this conversation offline.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Oh,
thanks, Alex.
Alex, unless you had a question follow up.
No, that was it. That was
okay.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate the dialogue. Okay, Shant.
What does Crone 217 see?
That's just how we that's how we call out the question number. So like chronological question. So if you just, that's a question number. So every question has a number, or it should, and you can refer back to it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank
Emma? Yeah, Emma.
Hi, Hannah. I apologize if I missed this, but for the updated version of the Performa that fixes a couple glitches, will that be released on the LAHD website this week or next week?
Yeah, so we're going to hopefully, I mean, as we speak, we're finalizing some of the changes. We're going to hopefully be updating it tomorrow, and we'll also be sending an email that says it's been updated. You can now go to the website and download it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Michelle?
Are there any terms to, this is about land donation, and you know how often a land donation might be backed by a seller carryback loan that then has residual receipt payments? This is specifically asking if that structure exists, where the donation is being made with a carryback loan. Does that preclude it from being considered a donation because of the note obligation associated with it?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a really specific question. Yeah, there's a bunch of information about various components to donated land in throughout the Q&A, but nothing that answers your question exactly. So it'd be great if you could follow up with an email.
Okay. I have another question as well.
Okay.
Are you issuing tiebreaker letters for 4% applications?
This was definitely asked. I think it was 2 sets ago.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Take a look at that. The question you asked before, I don't think was answered, but I'm pretty sure this one was. If you don't find it, you can add it to the email. Thank you. Adriana?
Yes, my question is about QAC. I don't see that's been answered in the Q&A. If a new construction project is choosing to pay for all utilities, we don't need a QAC then, right? Because we're not having a utility allowance.
I don't know the answer to that question. I don't think so, but as Alex on this call pointed out, the QAC is discussed on page 60 of the regs, or 61.
Okay.
So take a quick look there.
Or it's page 73 out of 76, but yeah.
Wow, you're more of an expert than me.
No, I just literally have it open. There's like 2 page numbers, so it's either 73 or 61.
Thank you.
It's silent on that, so I just won't assume that.
Okay. Yeah. And if you haven't found it in the Q&A, then it obviously hasn't been asked or answered. Okay. Are there any other questions? All right. Well, thank you all, and appreciate your patience. Again, stay tuned for an email coming out tomorrow morning with a lot of information, and see you next week. I think, also I should note that today is October 7th. Next week is our last week of office hours. So we will have office hours on the 14th and the 16th. And then obviously, you know that the NOFA closes on October 20th. So we are going to be taking questions and answering them as much as we possibly can all of next week. But if we don't get to your question, apologies. Try and submit that question as soon as you can. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.